Kia ora! Markie here, behind the camera today, and in front of the camera and in the studio we have Gwendoline. And the reason we're in the studio is Gwendoline has her own radio show, which is also a podcast. So we'll ask her all about this. This is going to be an interview, but this is something. This is a short interview. This is because we're pre-show, so that's why we're quickly recording this. So why am I telling the world about Gwendoline's radio show? Because anyone in the world can listen to it because it's available online as a podcast, isn't it? So, so tell us about your show. When does it go out for local people? This is a Taranaki, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the local first, then we'll go global. So, so tell us about Access Radio and when you're on and what you do, what your show is.
Sure. Okay. So Access Radio is a local community radio station in the Taranaki region in New Zealand. So that's where we are. And so my show is called Access Soul Food. The frequency for local people is 104.4 FM, okay? My show airs on Sunday at 6 p.m. every week at the moment. And in terms of accessing the podcast and going online to access anytime, you can listen anytime. I've just got it in front of me. It's www.accessradiotaranaki.com/shows/access-soul food. It's a bit of a mouthful, it's a long one. Shall I read it again? Okay.
Well, don't worry, because if people didn't catch it, we'll put it in the links.
They can put it in the links
video. So just look below and you'll...
But I know what it's like when you're watching something, you're like, oh, I missed it.
Yeah, so don't panic.
But don't panic,
we'll put that below.
We're going to put that below in the links, okay? So yeah, the show, the basic ethos of the show is, it's all about, the reason why it's called Soul Food is because we're thinking about everything that nourishes us on 3 levels really, mind, body and soul. And so we have these really rich and interesting discussions. I'm really fortunate that also I'm sponsored, which is amazing. This radio show is actually sponsored by Retroactive, which is a local legal specialist team here in the Taranaki region. They're actually a huge legal firm. Amazing work they do, and they're my very generous sponsors for this show.
And the CEO is quite an amazing lady, isn't she?
She is. So Sophie Braggin's the CEO of Retroactive here in New Zealand, is just an incredible woman. So and a bit of a celebrity as well. So I'm really honoured to have this sponsorship. It just means that the show is kind of nourished in itself and has the basic support. So hopefully we can just continue going.
And Sophie's been on the show, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. I interviewed Sophie recently, so go ahead and as I said, I gave you the link before, go and check that out and you'll see, depending on when this goes out, because I'm not sure that show's aired yet. So we generally pre-record, but there'll be times probably when I do some live shows, but at the moment we kind of pre-record. But there's so much fun, really juicy interviews. This is adult content, so there aren't really any holds barred.
Adult content? What does
that mean? It means that
worrying some people.
Maybe, but adult content in that respect, I mean swear words. And I mean, we were talking last week about with an actress friend of mine in Los Angeles. We actually brought her in via Skype, which was interesting and a bit technical. A couple of hiccups with that, but in general, the interview was amazing. We were talking about our experiences as Black women, and being both stateside on her side and growing up in Britain for me. So it was a really juicy, quite emotional, powerful episode, and cool. I really suggest that you tune into that. It's going to be called Ashley's Raw Interview. I think that's the title of that. And
that one probably won't go out for a few weeks.
It won't go out for a few weeks, but listen out for that, guys, and keep checking the website and stay up to date. And do go back if you can. If you have time and you like podcasts, go back to the beginning, because I introduce myself and you'll get to know a bit more about me, maybe from a different perspective. But in terms of what I meant about adult content, I mean that, in that interview, for example, the N-word was actually used because, the nature of what we were discussing. So, in that respect, we kind of have a lot of creative freedom, and it means that we can get into these really interesting and often psychological themes and explore in that way. Markie, you've been a really great interviewee to have.
Yes, I've been on there. I should warn people, really.
No, it's absolutely brilliant.
So they want to get away from my voice. No. So who else has been a guest? Can you tell us a little bit about some of the guests that you've had?
We've had a whole range. I mean, we've got. I'm really blessed in this region that I've got. People who are in the music industry, like Ashley, my friend. She's an actress in the States and a singer, a writer, soon to be a director. and a model and a photographer. So she's, it was a really cool interview with Ashley. And who else have we had? I mean, it's just been really amazing. Really amazing. I mean, I lose my track with it. I just do it in the moment and then it's on to the next one. So you'll have to, if you want to find out who's on there, go ahead and go on to that.
I think you've had about four or five guests on.
Yeah, at least. Yes, for sure.
All kind of different, bringing different things.
Absolutely. So we've spoken about, psychological themes. We've spoken about some of my philanthropic hopes and dreams, some of the projects I've got going that I want to introduce to New Zealand. I mean, goodness, for example, the Aroha project, which is something I'm just starting, is all about bringing the Kramzorg method to New Zealand. And forgive me if I've said that wrong, guys. This is a Dutch term, and it's all about postpartum care for mothers. So in Amsterdam and that part of the world, they have an amazing system where new mums get somebody who's experienced in for the first few days after a mum's given birth to basically just take over the household and help this new mum, and just be with her for those first few days, sleep deprived, exhausted, all the things. All the mums out there will know what I'm talking about. So that's the model they have. That's a government thing. It's not like anyone has to pay for it. We have nothing like that here in New Zealand, and I want to bring that to New Zealand.
So
that's coming really soon. So stay tuned.
So watch out for that one.
Really
that's not gone out yet, but we'll be going out soon.
Yeah, I think that show has aired, but in terms of it being a solid project, it's taking shape now, and I'm in conversations with organisations that are going to be able to give us grants and set it up as a charitable trust or something.
Okay, so that's a project that's in hand.
Yeah.
So maybe if YouTubers, if you're interested in this, let me know, and we can maybe do another interview with Gwendoline about this one. But is there a project in the offing that might involve little furry things?
Yes, that's more of a business actually. So I'm also an entrepreneur, as well as being a psychotherapist, as well as being a very creative person. My background, I've been a ballet dancer, a singer, and I'm also a writer. So that's a really cool. It's going to be a Kickstarter campaign, guys, and there will be a lot more about this further down the track. But so far, it's looking really, really promising. I've already found premises, and it's just taking shape really quickly.
So this is just a little teaser. We're just going to show you a whisker.
Yeah, exactly, a little whisker, and it's
Intriguing.
basically a cat cafe. A cat cafe for New Zealand. We've already got like 4 in New Zealand, but quite frankly, they're not as kind of beautiful as mine is going to be. So, so stay tuned for more on that. But we have to wrap this up because we're actually going on live shortly. Okay, guys. So I'm going to say Rangimarie to you as Markie does, and Markie wanted to show you his T-shirt too. So
right, okay. I'm not sure how to do this.
Well, you can just flip the camera. Or do you want me to take it?
Yeah, let's give Gwendoline do it.
I flip it around. So look at
camera, people.
Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look, and turn around, darling, to show the back. So I don't know if you can see that, guys. He's got his braces on. Access Soul Food, you see. Sorry, Markie. So, and there's my sponsor. That's their branding. Govett Quilliam, the lawyers. Okay, guys. So thank you so much, and thank you for all your support. Thank you in advance for that. And here's Markie.
And for both of us.
Yeah.
Rangimarie.
Rangimarie. Bye, guys.